We meet again at last. The circle is now complete.
What's the world coming to?
Well, you got a problem with what I did, Anthony?
Oh, no. Hey, no.
Fucking rat anyways. Whole family's all rats. Would have grew up to be a rat.
Stupid bastard. I can't fucking believe it.
Gee, I'm real sorry your mom blew up, Ricky.
Now you're gonna dig the fucking thing. You're gonna dig the hole. You're gonna do it. I got no fucking line. You're gonna do it.
Yes, I'll take the fucking hole. I don't give a fuck.
I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was pure and simple evil.
Jesus Christ. Mister, you okay in there?
Let's visit coffees around here someplace.
Have you any idea what the cost of your actions is? What their effect might be? Or are you to give them hope? What do you give them? We give them happiness. And they give us authority. Groovy.
It's episode 38 of the Cinephellas Podcast. Logan Myers here with Henry Hill. Henry.
What's going on?
Good morning, boys. Party on, Henry.
Party on, guys.
All right, so this week on the Cinephellas Podcast, we didn't really have that much news going on in the movie industry, only a few things here and there, but we both watched some TV shows. I guess the first thing I want to bring up, TV show that it's a huge freaking hit, is The Boys on Amazon.
Love you, boys.
I sure do love those boys.
So I was reading noisy yesterday that it's the most viewed TV show, or had the most views on Amazon ever. So that's pretty cool.
I read that too. That is awesome. What a huge show for them.
I know. I went in with really low expectations. Everybody kept talking about it. And I was telling you, like, I ended up binging it, fell in love with it. I'm really excited for season 2. Looks like they just posted some set pics from season 2. The, director? What was that guy's name? Eric something? Eric Kripke or something?
Kripke, yeah. Old Huey had some blood splatter on his face. And old Uncle Carl was back, of course.
Uncle Carl, yeah. I'm looking at the picture right now. It's Eric and Huey and then MM. Mother's Milk and Frenchie. And then that the Asian woman in the show that doesn't talk. Looks pretty cool. It's bloody. It's going to be a bloody good time, isn't it?
It's going to be a great time, dude, and we know already that it's going to pick up after the season finale. It pretty much has to now. You know, now that the Carl Urban's character, the Butcher, has found out that his wife isn't dead. She's been living in this other house the whole time and gave birth to Homelander's baby. So that's going to be an awesome picking up point, and we'll see what happens next year with the Butcher and all the other characters. I'm pretty sure that the Asian character, the one that doesn't talk like you were saying, they'll probably have her backstory next season and probably have her actually communicate. Yeah.
Actually figure out why she's a mute and like why she doesn't talk. I know it has to do with that I can't even think of the name of it now. What's that like enhancement drug?
Compound V.
Compound V, there you go. Exactly. So that maybe has to do with that. I don't know. But she was like a badass in the show. Even though she didn't talk, she was like whipping some ass. Woman I don't want to fuck around with.
Yeah, she beat the hell out of me. I know that.
I love Huey. I love that. Jack Quaid, Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son. He was actually really good in the show. I love Simon Pegg playing his father too. He had a small part, but it was cool that I don't know how they got him on the show, but it's really cool that he, played that character.
Well, speaking of that, mate, as we found out recently, Simon Pegg has signed on to do his own Amazon show. So I'm guessing they probably got him by saying, "Hey, we'll let you develop your own show if you play a character in this huge show potentially for us." And then he probably agreed because they're going to shoot that. Him and Nick Frost are shooting the new show for Amazon Prime Video. That'll be awesome.
Dude, I love these guys, especially when they work together. I mean, they have like great chemistry, and they're actually really good friends, obviously in real life. So them having their own show on Amazon is going to be killer. And just from watching The Boys, I'm definitely interested more in this platform now. That was the first show I ever watched on Amazon, and now we started watching Marvelous Miss Maisel or whatever it's called.
I want to see that, man. I hear it's really good.
Yeah, it's okay. Molly's more into it than I am. Yeah. It's only a few episodes in, kind of building the story and stuff. Back in the day, especially, they got all the set pieces and music, which is really cool. And seeing Damien from Rescue Me.
Yeah. I was going to say,
cool.
Wasn't Damien in it as like the husband or something?
Yep. It's Mr. Maisel. It's her husband. Mr. Maisel, and he's kind of a prick in the show in the first few episodes. But
I knew that I had seen Mrs. Maisel before, like the actress Rachel Brosnahan. And then I was listening to another podcast, and they mentioned that she was in House of Cards. She was the one that was the one that Doug killed, remember? In like the desert. It was his
girlfriend. Yeah, you're right. I forgot all about that. Yeah. She looked familiar. I couldn't remember what she was in, though. Wow, okay. So that makes more sense. Good work, Sport.
Yes, sir. I know. Whenever I see somebody familiar, I like to dig in and find out where I saw him from before.
Last week, I interviewed that director, Nick Hamm. He directed the new film Driven, starring Lee Pace and Jason Sudeikis. It has to be up like Thursday or Friday when the movie is released. So I'll post that up on the website whenever it's done. But yeah, just real quick, it was a good interview with the guy. He's English. He has a really thick English accent. And they're talking about like making the movie in Puerto Rico before and after the hurricane. So like how it messed up production. They didn't have electricity and water and the needs you need for making a movie. So it was like really complicated, had a lot of struggles. So it was a really interesting conversation that I'll post up here on our YouTube channel this week and website. And it's actually a really good movie too. So check it out. It comes out on August 16th. Driven.
Yeah, I saw the poster. That looked like a cool poster with the DeLorean and then Jason Sudeikis with the mustache, and then there's Lee Pace.
Yeah, Lee Pace. Yeah, he plays John DeLorean, which is like the guy that designed the GTO and a bunch of badass cars back in the day. He's loaded, and he did a really good job in that role.
This must be the year of the car movies because we have that one. And I believe, I don't know if the other DeLorean one's coming out with Alec Baldwin, but then at the end of this year, towards the end of this year, I don't know the exact release date, that Ford versus Ferrari movie coming out with...
Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
And Matt Damon, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I saw a trailer for it when we went to see a movie. I'm like, wow, this looks actually really good. And then kind of a unlikely duo together, Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't think they've ever been together in a movie. At least not I can think of anyway.
They've been together before, Sport, but not on screen. Whoa!
You're talking about Boston. I was going to ask you about, you saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I love the original books, obviously. I think they came out in the 80s, early 90s. Elvin Schwartz, Stephen Gamble did the illustrations, which are, famous at this point. If you think of Scary Stories book, you think of the illustrations. They're always creeped me out as a kid, gave me nightmares. So I was really amped up to go see the new movie and see what they did with the story. Directed by the guy that did the Autopsy of Jane Doe. And it's produced by Guillermo del Toro, which we love. He's a master of creating monsters and practical effects and things like that. And I was really excited for the movie, and I came out of the movie super disappointed. There are some good aspects to the film. The monsters look really cool. The practical effects monsters, that is. There's like a CGI monster at the end. It totally fucking ruined it for me. Like, the ending of the movie was terrible. I didn't like it at all. I like how they're building this atmosphere, like showing Harold the Scarecrow and the Pale Lady and, building up the story of this haunted house and this book that comes to life and starts writing stories. And the third act just, I don't know. I couldn't stand it. I hated it. And I didn't like how they really left a bunch of questions unanswered. And a few of the characters just didn't make sense. One particular teenager in the movie. And just the ending sucked. So I think I gave it a 2 out of 5. So that's what I think about it.
So was it mainly tailored towards kids then, would you say? Is it more like for teenagers and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I would say like elementary school, junior high, high schoolers, definitely. That's why there's another setback of the film is just like I couldn't get involved with these characters or the story because I'm 34. Like I just couldn't relate. And the acting was not good either. Even the kids it just felt really forced. It wasn't natural. I guess lack thereof chemistry. It just didn't work for me. The main actress was good, but A lot of the acting was bad, a lot of the script was bad, and just a lot of stupid stuff in the movie that made no sense to me.
Did they have the story from the book? I just remember the illustration for it. The girl that had like spiders coming out of her face, like out of like a wound in her face.
Oh, the like older woman?
Yeah.
Was she like older one? Yeah, she's in it. I think I'm thinking what you're thinking of. Yeah, it's like it looks like a zombie kind of thing. Is that what you're talking about? The zombie lady who had black eyes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a story within the movie that has to do with that old lady and her like toes cut off, and the practical effects look awesome on that particular character.
And you said the scarecrow was pretty cool. Harold.
Yeah, scarecrows in general are pretty creepy anyways, and they actually did practical effects where they did the makeup and prosthetics. I watched like a video on how they made a lot of these. It's on YouTube. It's 8 minutes long, how they made these creatures and stuff. It was really creepy, and that kind of starts off the creatures in the story, and it starts off really strong and just fucking goes downhill.
Well, thanks for telling us that and giving us a warning. I was probably not going to go see it anyway, so I'll save it for a while.
And me and Molly walked out. We're like, yeah, it's probably one of the worst movies we've seen in the theater this year. We see a lot of movies.
Well, they can't all be winners, I guess.
Exactly. You got to have some stinkers in there too, sport. Ma? So they released a brand new American Horror Story 1984 poster, which is definitely a throwback to the 80s slasher subgenre, and I love the artwork on this. It looks really cool, and every time they keep releasing like videos or pictures or posters from this upcoming season, it's getting me more excited, and I can't wait for September 18th when it returns.
Me either. I've been out for a few seasons. I haven't seen it since I don't even remember the last one I saw, probably the 4th or 5th season. But yeah, this looks really cool. It looks like your classic like Friday the 13th kind of slasher movie at the camp. So hopefully they'll be able to sustain that for over how many ever episodes the season is, 8 to 12 episodes. Hopefully they, I mean, the artwork for it's been awesome. If they can recreate that and make it show up on the screen like that and it's entertaining, I'm all in. I'm going to let you watch it first, and then you can let me know if I should go ahead with it or not.
I'll let and do like a review of it. It's definitely a throwback to like Friday the 13th Sleepaway Camp for sure. Yeah. And that's why I love it, because I love those shitty camp 80s horror flicks. Not just horror flicks, just like the camp movies from like back in the day, like Meatballs and, they're great back then. Just a lot of terrible comedy. Porky's, yep. Just a lot of great flicks of that era, so pretty stoked for that. And let's see what else we got here. They announced yesterday the celebration of the upcoming 25th anniversary of Friends, one of my childhood favorite shows back then in the 90s. Friends, that was on NBC. They're doing the 25th anniversary. And they're re-releasing 12 of the most memorable episodes in theaters in September and October. How about that, boys?
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Super popular, but I never really like watched in order. Like I'd see bits and pieces of it. Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, it's definitely an iconic show, and it's pretty neat to release the show in theaters. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of rabid Friends fans going into the theaters to watch a few of the episodes on the big screen.
We go to the theater, and it's their naked neighbor in the TV show. He's just there naked. With a trench coat. Obviously it was a big break for a lot of these actors, actresses back then, and they made a shit ton of money. I think they made like $1 million an episode back then, so that's like $10 million now,
Yeah,
in the 90s.
They're all super rich and still making residuals. Yeah, that's awesome.
And Matthew Perry just snorted it all the way up his nose.
And also that brings back fall TV, so we got some fall TV to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to mention this Friday, August 16th, finally, Mindhunter is coming back. Season 2 starts on Friday, so don't forget to
No shit?
Yep, we got Charlie Manson, we got Son of Sam, we got the Atlanta child murders in the 80s.
Holy fuck.
Season 1 was awesome. It's been a couple of years. So we'll see if they still have the same tone of the show. But, yeah, it's going to be really awesome seeing some of these new serial killers this year because they really did a good job on those ones last year. I think even the guy that played the main serial killer, I can't remember his name, who they were talking to, he won an Emmy, I think, for it.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, is David Fincher directing the new season, or is this somebody else?
David Fincher is still behind it. I think he's going to kind of do like what he did with last season, maybe direct like the first and last.
Yeah.
Is what I'm guessing. But I'd have to look into it. But I do believe he's still involved. So, yeah, hopefully the quality of the show is going to sustain itself. Hopefully even the story will grow and it'll get even better. So, yep, Friday. It'll be out on Netflix. So, Mindhunter.
Holy moly.
Seen it. Binge season 1 and, yep, season 2 is starting now. Season 14. That's right. Charlie, Mac, Frank, D. The gang are back. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, season 14.
So I start marching my way down to Carol and HR, and I knock on her door and I say, Carol, I gotta talk to you about Pepe. And when I open the door, what do I find? There's not a single goddamn desk in that office. There is no Carol in HR.
Every year they go bigger and better, you know what I mean?
Yes, they do. They always try to out crazy themselves. At the end of last season, the last episode stands out as one of the iconic things. And of course, it's Rob McElhenney. He does something crazy usually. He gets fat or he turns gay. Well, last season, especially the finale, the last 5 minutes of the show were pure classic Rob McElhenney. So
yeah, and I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, you never finished the last season, dude. Get on that before September, then finish it out.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I'm slacking because I think we watched 1 or 2, and I just got busy with 4 of the other shows, and I need to really finish that because I love that show.
For sure. That'll be easy to finish, too. Those episodes without commercials are 20 minutes, so you'll be able to finish it quickly.
Yeah, I'll probably knock it out in a day.
Right. Yeah, most likely. All right. October, I believe Walking Dead Season 10's coming back, although I don't have the dates written down. At this point, I'm kind of barely in, still tune in, hope that it gets better, but it's kind of been on the decline. I don't even watch Fear of the Walking Dead. I did for a couple seasons, but kind of gave up on that. So zombie thing's kind of running dry with me, but I do want to see Zack Snyder's movie that's shooting now. That'll be on Netflix. Definitely, we'll check that out because his Dawn of the Dead was awesome. So,
oh hell yeah, man! One of the best remakes ever, probably, especially in horror. The movie's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. And
what's the new film he's directing for Netflix? What's it called? I'm trying to remember. Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah, it's Garrett Dillahunt from Deadwood, and he's been in a bunch of stuff. He always plays the villain. Usually, he's in it. Then you got comedian Chris D'Elia is in it. Who else? I know there's a couple big names. Batista is one of them. So basically, yeah, they're a bunch of soldiers, and there's this big heist at a casino, and it takes place during the zombie apocalypse, I guess. So, yep. Look forward to that. So it'll be desert. It'll be a lot of desert, and should be pretty.
Probably Vegas or something.
Yeah, I think they're shooting somewhere. Yep, in a desert. But yeah, the casino's supposed to be in Vegas. Yep. So.
Wow, that's gonna be awesome. Actually, that sounds pretty cool. A cool concept, being in the middle of nowhere, a desert casino, and just where do you go? It's 120 degrees out.
Yeah, it'll be something we haven't seen before in that genre anyway.
Tired of it. I don't really care anymore. It's been over. Yeah. It's been done and done and done, overdone.
I know. Yeah, I know. We'll never get another George Romero classic.
Fuck no.
Probably, but yeah, they'll keep making them though. So popular.
Yeah, they're so popular. They got a huge fan base. I just got the zombie fatigue.
Well, you rest up, sport, and get ready for Army of the Dead.
I'm ready for it. Hopefully it's Army of Darkness. Groovy, baby.
I'll do November. Shameless, new season coming back. Minus Fiona.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it'll be back. In my opinion, still one of the best shows. I mean, obviously it doesn't have the same impact as it does as the first couple seasons, but honestly, you're not going to have a bad time watching the show. I've never seen an episode and been wow, that was a waste of time. There's always something funny in it. Frank's always doing something crazy. The awesome news about this season is that last year in the finale, or maybe the episode before the finale, we found out that Mickey and Ian, they were both in prison. And like Ian was going to prison. I won't tell you how, but he goes to prison at the end and he goes in a cell. And who's in there? Who's his bunkmate? It's Mickey. So see the return of Mickey and Ian together. We'll see if they get out of prison, go back to Chicago. We don't know. But everybody else is back. Lip's back. Fiona left at the end of last year. So I think it'll probably go to the finale. We don't know if this is going to be the last season. They haven't announced it. They haven't announced whether it's getting renewed. So for all we know, this could be the last one. I don't know, but I'm sure Fiona's going to come back for the finale. We'll see everybody back together once more, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm so fucking behind in that. I was the one that got you into the show, and now I'm like three seasons, probably 3 or more, maybe 4, I don't know. But a lot of seasons behind. Like, man, I need to get caught up because I used to love it.
Yeah. The next show, too, that I'm going to mention, you haven't caught up with either, and is another fall show that I love following. This will be running in November. On November 17th, we have Season 7, Ray Donovan, Showtime, coming back. Great show. It really invigorated the show last year because they moved into New York. They made the move to New York. Ray's wife's dead. He was at the beginning of last season, he was down on his luck. He gets, something happens, of course, and he gets his world drawn to New York. So you see Ray and the Donovan clan running the streets of New York, and Mickey's back. He's got, him and Bunchy have their scams going on. It was a really solid season last year, and in the new season that starts on November 17th, they'll stay in New York for the new season 2. So we'll see where the storyline goes with that. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything from it, just a brief promo. But yeah, awesome show, great cast. Reminds me of The Sopranos. And not on that high of a caliber overall, but still really good show. So yeah, you'll have to catch up with that too. I think there are a few seasons.
Yeah, probably 2. Yeah, 2 sounds about right. I used to love that show too.
Ever since Stephen Bauer left the show, you haven't watched. I mean, coincidence?
Yeah. Yeah, because I absolutely love Stephen Bauer. Love the way he has the right hook.
I know. He can give a punch and he can take a punch.
I know. The whole show is people just getting punched, and that's why we love it so much. We can really relate to our life situations, everyday life. When we're at work and we get punched.
Absolutely, and featuring a performance from Dash Mihawk. I don't know how to say his name, but he plays Bunchy, a kind of like punch-drunk, slow brother of Ray Donovan, and he has some of the funniest scenes that I've ever seen in television. Like just this, and it's always like some sad scenario he gets himself into. But yeah, the performance is always funny with Bunchy. And Mickey, John Voight, it's like a classic role for him. He's just like a big douchebag. But, he still cares and loves for his son, just like way deep down. Like he'd go to prison first, but like deep down he'd do anything for his boys. But, yeah, he's always scheming too, trying to get rich and evade capture from the federales.
It's like every season's like, what can they get into, and they're on the run from the cops or are going to get pinched because they're always doing all this illegal shit and like they never learn. Yeah. Like maybe we shouldn't do this, but that's why the show is so great because of the ridiculous scenarios they get themselves into.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always entertaining. That's all I have on the TV front. So that's what we have to look forward to on the small screen. Unless you have a big old 4K.
We got a lot of great movies and TV shows coming out this fall, the best time of the year. One thing I wanted to bring up was the Blumhouse Universal canceling the new movie The Hunt. It's not going to be released by the studio. It's that one that's a bunch of wealthy people kidnapping and then hunting them for sport, And it's like a big controversial topic with the recent shootings in Texas and Ohio. So what do you think about that? You think it's okay for the studio to pull the movie or just release it anyways?
I mean, probably not in good taste. I'm sure it's not going to have as big of an audience. Some people aren't going to want to go out and watch that so close to some big massacre like that happening. So they probably figure It's something that, they were marketing. They only started marketing it like a month ago maybe, which is kind of weird with it being released, so close. I didn't really see too much
September.
about it until
Right.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden this happens, and they're just like, well, we're going to pull it. I don't know. It's probably one of those things that they'll release later on. They just wanted to shelve it for now. They weren't counting on making a ton of money from it. So it's like they figure they can afford to, pull it and, still remain in favor of most people, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like whatever. It doesn't bother me if they would have released it, but there's people out there that would take issue with it.
Probably get a lot of blowback from like audiences and like, well, why are you releasing the movie so close to home with all this stuff going on in the world? Even though they filmed this and made this movie long before this even happened, but I can get why they're going to do it and probably release it later. But I saw the trailer and like this looks nothing original to me. It looks like The Purge meets bunch of other movies that have already been out, so it really interests me.
Same thing with me. Yeah, it's not something I was like, damn, I can't wait to see this. I wouldn't have went out to see it or anything. I would have waited till it came to video anyway. So. So now is as good a time as any to announce the winner of the Pokémon Detective Pikachu digital code giveaway. We had a lot of great comments on this on our YouTube page and on our social media accounts, and we want to thank everybody for their enthusiasm and excitement and for following along with us on YouTube. I am going to announce the winner, and we are going to give Frankie 2000. We are going to hook you up with the digital code for Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So thanks a lot, buddy, for playing. You're actually our 500th subscriber. So why not give the 500th subscriber the digital code for this movie, man? Thanks, Frankie. So, just send us a message. How should they do that, Logan? Should they, let's see, he's on YouTube. Can he private message on to you here? Or?
Yeah, we can message them. You can reach out to us on our social media or email us at cinephellas@gmail.com, which is pretty easy, and we'll email them the code. But either one works.
Perfect. All right. Well, Frankie 2000, congratulations, man. And everybody else who left a comment on there and followed along with this fellows giveaway, thanks a lot. You guys are awesome. We're going to do more. We're going to try to do these, at least every month. So keep watching out. There'll be some exciting titles coming out soon. And, we will do more of these digital code giveaways. And we do everything at random. Thanks, guys, for playing.
That concludes the Cinephellas Podcast, episode 38. Henry and Logan Myers talking about movies and TVs, news and reviews. Henry? Henry, it's always a pleasure talking to you and sharing some good laughs and talking about the entertainment business.
Likewise, mate. It was a blast. Thanks.
Until the next episode on Cinephellas Podcast. Cheers, boys. Love you, boys.